Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Minecraft Feed the Bees series, where today we are back at the arcology to take more of a look at bees, though don't worry, this is the last bee one. Who just shot at me? Oh, there's a skeleton around here somewhere. Okay. But yes, today is going to be the last bee episode. We've spent quite a long time on these. But I've saved the best for last, my absolute favorite of things now, and that is the sort of advanced end of genetics with bees, and it makes me happy. Now, we started working with the acclimatizer to change our bees, and it worked quite well. I've used it quite a bit to get my 4 different bee farms that I have going around the place for different biomes. And then we took a bit of a more advanced route using the gene pool, the sequencer, and the splicer to pull out basically the genetic code of different bees and then, well, making them into other bees. And now what we're wanting to do is, instead of gaining a genetic template for a bee species overall, we just want to grab a sort of template for a specific trait. As well, why turn a random rocky bee into a tropical bee, where I could take that rocky bee and make it like a tropical bee, but it would still be a rocky bee. Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do with this. It's just glorious. It's so wonderful. And to do this, we're gonna need these 4 machines, which actually, now that I'm looking at it, are slightly out of order. Well, technically, not really. But today we're gonna be looking at the isolator, the purifier, the synthesizer, and the inoculator. And the whole thing is, oh, it's complicated, but it's fun. It's wonderfully complicated and fun. But yes, to get things going, let's start looking at the isolator's recipe here so you guys can see how to make it. Pretty simple. It's the advanced genetic machine in the center with 3 emeralds on top, 4 blaze rods, and a redstone. Pretty simple to make, and it gets the ball rolling. What it does is how you pull out those various bee traits, is with this isolator. Now, it's a bit random, so you never quite know what you're gonna get, but it's quite fun, and using it, you can basically make a library of traits that you can add to whichever bees you please. And then we move on to the next machine, the purifier, which, right there we go, purifier. It was kind of a pain to make because it requires gas tiers, and I hate hunting gas so much. Even though I don't really have to worry about them, they're quite easy for me to kill, but still, I hate hunting gas. And we need 3 gas tiers, the advanced genetics machine, 4 tanks, and a redstone at the bottom. Again, pretty simple, just a little bit of a pain because of the gas tiers. And then the next bit is the synthesizer, and this you need, there's the recipe, some soul sand, you can grab that while hunting those ghasts, a piece of glass, 2 tanks, some redstone with the advanced genetic machine in the center. And the last machine is the inoculator, which, there we go, is probably the most costly to make out of all of them. It takes 5 magma cream, which isn't too bad, the advanced genetic machine, and some redstone on the bottom, and then 2 empty serum vials. And this is the time-consuming bit. Now, we have to make these for the isolator anyways to make serums to get those different traits. But oh man, they take a while to make, purely because of this royal jelly in the center. That takes a fair amount of bee breeding to get to. And it's a little bit of a pain, but nonetheless, thankfully, it makes 2 empty serum vials for each one of these, but other than that, it's 2 gold and 6 glass panes. Not too bad to make, and I also just noticed, are there other recipes for it? Okay, so you can corrupt serum and use it with smelting to get an empty one. Powered furnace, same thing. Okay, alright, I was about to say, was there another way to make this that I didn't know? But no, we're good, we're good. But yeah, pretty simple overall to make these machines. It's a little bit time consuming and somewhat costly, but overall, not too bad. Now, how they work. We start with the isolator. Now, what you do here is put bees in this slot over here, and it will basically, like the sequencer, it will take the genetic traits of this bee, but instead of grabbing its species, it will actually grab a random trait. So if we put this empty serum vial there, now I've already got a couple of these that I made to test everything out. This one, I was able to pull from these tropical bees the jungle pollination serum. So we could use this on, say, our rocky bees, and our rocky bees would then need, they would be able to survive in a jungle. They could pollinate with those, and wow, that got it on the first go. That was the next thing I was about to talk about to you guys. This can be a little bit destructive because there is a 30% chance that it will destroy whatever bee you put in here. But it just made that on the very first go. Oh, and wow, poison effect serum. Lovely. So we can make our other bees poisonous? Yay? Yeah, it's interesting. So it's kind of a crapshoot on what you're gonna get. So you just keep popping in vials in here and grabbing different traits out of the bees. You'll see a few other traits that I had grabbed in these other machines. But yes, 30% chance that this will be destroyed. That one got it on the first go. The first serum I made earlier, it killed 2 bees, completely destroyed them, and on the third one it did finally make it. But yeah, so you never know. Sometimes you get it right away, sometimes you don't. But overall, this thing takes a fair amount of power. It takes 50 MJs per tick, which isn't the worst of these machines. I need to upgrade my power system in here. But we move on to the next one. And, well, technically, either of these 2 machines, either the Purifier or the Synthesizer, could be the next step. Now, I'm going to go with the Purifier, though, because, well, it makes sense in my head. And what you use the Purifier for is to take these different serums that you make, and say this one, it's the Jungle Pollination Serum, it's average quality. The Purifier will use a whole lot of MJs, 100 per tick, as well as some liquid DNA to make the quality better. So it'll take this average quality one and it'll eventually make it into a good quality one. Now, it does have a chance to fail. I don't quite know what the exact chance of that is, but I've had pretty good luck with it normally getting on the first or second try, so it didn't work on that one. Oh, and that's going to run out of power before it finishes up this one. Come on, you can do it! You can do it! It won't. Oh, well, that's finishing. We'll go with this one. And what the Synthesizer does, it also uses liquid DNA and power, and what it does is it actually fills these serums. Because if you notice right now, this poison effect serum is empty. That means you can't actually use it. You have the effect, so this poison effect, but you can't inoculate bees with it because it has no genetic material to inoculate them with. So it uses power and takes liquid DNA to add charges to this. So it's finished up and it took 1 charge, or it now put into it 1 charge. So we can use the serum 1 time. Now, one of the problems with the One of the problems with the Synthesizer, and why these could go either way and what order you do them in, is that it does have a chance of lowering the quality. So earlier when I was filling up one of these serums for the next test over here, it was a good quality serum that I made with the Purifier, and I added a couple of charges to it and it became an average quality again. So I had to put it back into this Purifier, which that one is good quality now. So it went from average to good, and yeah, you're good to go. Now, so the last one is you take these serums. So this one, the one I was just talking about, I put 3 charges on it. It went back down to average quality because I had already upgraded to good quality. So I had to do that over again. But now I have a good quality, normal fertility serum that I can use 3 times. And, well, I've got this forest queen here that we made in the acclimatizer on the episode we did that for. And I'm just going to pop it into the inoculator and inoculate it with normal fertility. So right now, the fertility on the forest queens isn't that great. This should bump it up to normal, which will be wonderful, and wow, is it slow. Oh boy, I should have inoculated a couple of bees before this. Though, it's not going too badly, but, yeah. Overall, it's a great process, these 4 machines, and they can just add so much variety to how you work your bees. Now, crossbreeding is still the most effective way to get to the advanced bees, but once you have those really advanced bees that can produce, some of them can produce like diamonds and crap like that, it's glorious. They can still only survive in certain areas and still have finicky needs. They may desire certain plants that they need for pollination, or certain day-night cycles and various temperatures and all that sort of stuff. But with this, you can change all of that. The acclimatizer is good because you can change the temperature and the humidity. The sequencer and the splicer is great because you can change one species into another species. And these 4 machines can make it so you can change the exact traits of that bee. So like this one, oh, come on, finish up, keep going. But for like this forest bee, it needs flowers. We could make it so it requires the jungle plants. And, oh, it didn't work. Okay. So, yeah, again, like most machines, it has a chance of not working or working, etc., etc. But eventually, it will inoculate it with normal fertility. Or I could add poison effect, or jungle pollination, whatever you want. You can just keep grabbing different traits from different bees from this isolator and apply them to any other bees you want. And it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. It might take a while for it to actually successfully inoculate, but nonetheless, it will eventually, after possibly a few goes. But yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this last bee episode, and that you come back for the next, where we'll do something else. I don't know what yet, but something good, hopefully. But until then, thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, have a good one.